In the 18th century, there was a very wealthy person named Elliot James. This person purchased a large area of the island of Barbados to settle there with his family. Over the years, James built a family cemetery in a square on the island of Barbados. And on the 14th of May 1792, Elizabeth, James's wife, died. To be the first member of the family to be buried in the Barbados cemetery. Then, not so long ago, her husband James passed away, and he was buried in the cemetery next to his wife. When he died after the death of 3 other members of the family, it was very normal and normal. So, why are these graves regarded as unusual, mysterious incidents? Until the year 1807, when the situation of this farm significantly changed. What happened was that members of James's relatives went to the cemetery to bury Mrs. Thomasina. This is the woman who died last of all of them. Mr. James's sarcophagus had vanished and no longer existed, which shocked everyone. Why is this incident considered shocking and strange, with no valid explanation? It's not the ordinary coffin robbery. The fact that James was the last member of the family to die shocked everyone. No one has entered the cemetery since he was buried there. The entire barn was distorted inch by inch, and it was impossible to detect it. His tomb disappeared altogether. And 4 years later, in 1812, Thomas died, the owner of the land after James's death, but the surprise when they opened the cemetery, which had been closed for more than 4 years, and discovered a terrifying mess. The coffins were distributed over the cemetery. This incident, of course, filled everyone with fear and panic, because even if someone did enter the cemetery, it would be impossible for a normal person to move even one coffin for an inch because these coffins were made of extremely heavy metals, so how did this intruder enter and move the coffins? When James's daughter died and the cemetery was reopened to bury her, everyone there was scared to see the body of Thomas frighteningly lying outside his coffin. Who did that? Some men attentively checked the cemetery in search of an explanation for what is going on. They discovered no signs of anyone who had entered the cemetery. The dust was spread on all sides, and an investigation of the condition of the door lock showed that it had not been touched in many years, so where did the attacker enter? As a result, there is still no scientific or other explanation for this event, and it remains a mystery. This strange story of this cemetery caused worldwide fame for the island of Barbados. Immediately after this story was published to the world and covered by newspapers and news channels. In a very short time, 6 million tourists traveled to this island only to see the cemetery closely, see those coffins, and take a picture of them. What do you think was the reason behind this accident? Do you think it was ghosts or devils? Tell us in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video to keep up with the most mysterious stories from all over the world.